It is time for us to face Li Tianrun, the great general who guards the kingdom, and a number of other vassals actually, with their 539 here in 108 Heroes. Welcome back, Reformers. We're going to be doing a siege defense. We have 249 units available here, and this is the town that we took previously. Now, of course, these guys are from the Wu, so they are going to be kind of, well, I'm not going to say easy, but they are going to be much, much easier than the Shah, for example. I feel like the Shah are actually pretty harsh. I think they're pretty tough, you know, pretty tough. They've got some pretty nice armor and everything like that, so obviously they're going to be a bit harder to take out than these guys. But bear in mind that, wow, this guy is taking an absolute beating right now. Did you see that? He took, like, I don't even know, 3 hits from my legendary weapon right there? That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Anyway, I'm just going to try and eliminate as many of these guys as I potentially can, because obviously, if I don't, we're probably going to get overrun very, very fast indeed. I have not, by the way, been told whether I am going to be the owner of this particular town. If I'm not, then I'm not entirely sure why, because I'm actually defending this pretty nicely, and, well, we're outnumbered considerably, so if the Liege does not give us this, then, well, I don't really want to leave the faction, you see. I don't really want to leave the faction because I want to try and, well, basically make it so that a lot of other vassals end up joining our faction here, and then I can potentially recruit them to our party, and then we can create one of the strongest A teams, technically, that there will ever be. And I think that could be really, really fun to do. So I'm hopeful that we will be able to accomplish that, but if not, then I will just try my best, and we will hopefully get a good amount of people to join us, and hopefully we will see some good damage done with all those people, because obviously I'm going to need to do some more mind readings. But the main problem with the mind readings at the moment is that we are at war against so many factions that I don't even know whether I actually have any targets available for the mind reading, because obviously if they are part of the factions that we're at war against, it's going to be very difficult for me to get into a conversation with them unless they are not wanting to attack me. In the case of, well, shall we say, lesser vassals that don't have as many units as I do, they're going to be running away from me, and as a result I should be able to encounter them without having any hostility from them in return. And as a result, I should be able to talk to them like a normal conversation, you know, without any warlike tendencies. And that would be the best possible situation to be in. But if that does not happen, then obviously we're going to have to kill them, and that's not very good, is it? No, it's not very good at all. So hopefully we will be able to do something like that, and otherwise we will just continue murdering. Alright, we're doing something a little bit risky right here. I've actually jumped down and I am now attacking the enemy from behind, because what I've done is I've actually told my companions to charge in so that they can actually get a little bit of the action as well. And this is problematic, because if I actually die, then obviously the siege will be finished, and that is bad. So hopefully I will be able to, well, at least clear out the bottom of the ladder here, and then we will be able to send our forces even further into the enemy's reinforcements. But no, it doesn't seem like I even need to do that. Look at the amount of bodies. The amount of bodies is just insane. We have 188 kills, and that is it. 14 renown, 35 morale. We lost 5 Sky Archer Masters, but that's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. We killed 455 enemy units, and my contribution for that was only 14. But Leon did actually gain rank 3, which means that his strength has now increased by 1, which is pretty fantastic. Now let's wait here for some time, see what else is happening outside. As you can see, we have a number of people with their patrols. They are just running away, which is absolutely fine with me, and now our faction is nearby. Now, I obviously could have, if I wanted to, engaged those guys on the fields of battle, but personally, didn't really want to do that. My party has nothing to eat. That's fantastic. I obviously forgot to buy some more food, and obviously we have a pretty significant amount of people in my army now, and as you can see, I have a lot of space too, so it is probably going to be advantageous for me, if I can, to try and leave this area. Do you think I can actually do that real quick? I might be able to go to Chushu over there and see if I can actually buy some food. Ah, look at that. Yes, he is actually giving us the town. That's fantastic. Going to be accepting that honor. Thank you very much. And there is a Chu vassal over there actually doing battle with someone. There's actually a tournament going on here as well. And speaking of a tournament, I think it might be a nice idea for us to try and do those armored unique battles or whatever they're called, because a number of people have actually been recommending me to do those. And I've been thinking to myself, well, yeah, I'd love to. But obviously we're doing a whole bunch of sieges and, you know, defenses and field battles and all that crazy stuff. So generally I haven't had a lot of time to do that. But hopefully now that we are here and that I have a pretty significant amount of spare time, because obviously my town has now been awarded to me, I'm going to be doing this tournament, and then we will also do the armored battles or whatever they're called. And oh, look at this, I can actually use my own weapons. This is unfair, isn't it? It is entirely unfair, because I'm going to be able to get kills instantly, basically, and then I can just retreat and continue on to the next round, because I don't know whether you know, but if you don't, then, well, basically, if you eliminate 2 enemies in a particular round, and then you hit tab, or whatever your exit scene button is, then you will be able to advance to the next round very quickly indeed, and you don't have to eliminate anyone else. But obviously in the first round that is a little bit different. You don't actually have to eliminate 2, you only need to eliminate 1 to get through to the next round. So obviously that's that. But yeah, usually if there's only 2 enemies or a very small amount of enemies, I won't usually press tab, because otherwise it might mess it up and it might not allow me to actually go through to where we need to really go. So yeah, that's obviously a bit of a thing. This guy actually literally just got hit for 130. Oh, that's yes, that's the reason. That's Liu Tang himself. I was going to be very upset if I was actually fighting him in the final round. That would have been monstrous, absolutely monstrous. But thankfully we're only up against a regular archer, and he's now dead, which is good. And now we gained another 8,000. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's go into the arena, and I actually gained a refined ring falchion. That's pretty good, but something that I'm not particularly excited about at the moment. Anyway, let's have a look. Okay, so armored faction fights and faction fights. These are the things that people have told me about, and apparently you can get legendary weapons from these things. So I think it would be pretty awesome. Okay, you can use our own weapon of our faction. Soldiers will upgrade if you are successful. Right, sure, let's do it. Let's try it out. Okay, wow, okay. This is not good. I'm given a bow. I'm not very good with a bow, suffice it to say, so yeah, I'm actually terrible with a bow. As you can see, I literally have no power draw. I have about 50 archery proficiency, so I guess I'm going to have to try and pick up someone else's weapon and see what I can do with that. So can I practice dagger? Are you serious? Don't give me a practice dagger. Can you? Do they all have practice daggers? Are they all using practice daggers? It seems like they're all using practice daggers. That is not good. Okay, I guess it's because the faction that I'm currently playing in is good at using bows, and we're not good at using bows. So that's the faction weapon technically. So I guess I'm just going to use my practice dagger to murder everyone in the area. But it's going to take a bit of time, because there are 92 enemies, and unfortunately, because they all have bows, it's going to take them a bit of time to get to me, because they're all wanting to shoot at me. So that's a bit of an issue. Thankfully though, because we are so good in melee combat, it's going to be pretty difficult for any of the enemies to actually do anything to us, because, let's face it, they don't have as good melee proficiency as we do, that's for sure. I did get shot in the face just there, but it only dealt 11 damage, so I think that's pretty good. This is actually kind of interesting. You can actually recover HP by going to the red flag that appears in the arena itself. Now, obviously, because this is a pretty lengthy scenario here, I mean, you can kind of see that, and it's made even lengthier by the fact that most of my enemies are using bows, and they're just kind of standing in place, waiting for me to come up and slaughter them. So it is kind of a little bit elongated, more than it potentially could or should be with a different faction perhaps. So maybe if you are playing alongside me, then if you're part of a different faction, maybe you're dealing with two-handed weapons or polearms or one-handed shields or whatever, you know, that kind of thing, then it's going to be a little bit quicker for you. But it's kind of cool. I think every 10 kills, you're probably going to be getting a red flag spawn, and that is going to allow you to heal. I don't know how much it's going to heal you for, but from what I can tell so far, it heals you for a pretty decent amount. You know, maybe about 20 HP or something like that. I'm actually unsure how much really, because I haven't taken that much damage yet, but we are going to see exactly how much it's going to heal me for a little bit later on. And it's probably a good idea to actually keep the red flags actually like up. So I don't know if it actually, you know, despawns after a certain period of time, but it's pretty cool to actually have something like that available. And that's what I mean, you know, gameplay, the gameplay improvements that you find in these kinds of mods are pretty insane. And to even have an item like that that appears in the arena, that's basically never happened. No mod that I've ever played has had arena things spawn in the middle of battle, and that's pretty cool in my opinion. That is pretty cool. Anyway, I'm not going to use the red flag right now because you never know, maybe I'm going to need it a little bit later on, and it would be a nice test for science to find out whether it actually does despawn. And if it does, then at least we know that I have to use it. Or maybe there's only one that can be existing in the game world at any one time. Because obviously then it makes it so that you know, a particular person cannot stack up a huge amount of red flags and then be able to heal from like 10% up to, I don't know, 60 or 70%, which would be pretty powerful, right? You know, that'd be pretty powerful. So let's just try and see whether that is indeed the case. I have 2 more kills to get. There's one red flag over there. I'm actually wondering whether that's the only place that a red flag can actually spawn, because if that is indeed the case, then that means that only one is available at any one time. Or they might stack on each other, and in which case, if that's the case, then, well, then you can get double, triple, quadruple healing, which would be pretty insane. But it seems like, as you can see, I have now reached 30 kills, and it seems to me like they are not spawning another flag, which means that that flag is the only one that can be available in the game world at any one time. So that's good. It's good that we know that now. So that means that if I want to get some healing, then I should probably go over there and touch it. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of enemies now spawning. That's really nice because, you know, initially it's actually pretty slow, the spawn rate, and it can be kind of, well, I'm not gonna say irritating, but usually when you're up against ranged characters and you yourself are not very good at using range, which is what my character is right here. You know, he's absolutely fantastic with two-handed, pretty good with one-handed, but absolutely everything else just terrible. So, you know, having a whole bunch of these guys here constantly shooting at you, and you have to go and, you know, you have to go and melee them with your little dagger, that's not really, it's not really working too efficiently, is it? No, not at all. But the best thing that we can do is just continue and have the persistence that no one else will have, and we will eventually be victorious. I hope. Ah, it actually seems like I was a little bit incorrect about the red flag. Apparently it can spawn in other locations. As you could see right there, it actually spawned in the center of the arena. So that makes me now question whether you can technically get multiple spawns of the one flag. So that would be kind of cool to find out, but, well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess if I am going to be doing the armored, you know, the armored fight, the armored faction fight after this, then we'll, I suppose, see what actually happens. But I don't really want to do another one of these if I have to use a bow again. I would much prefer to use my own weapons or to be given a two-handed or something like that, but obviously sometimes that's just not possible. Whoa, these guys actually do a lot of damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and run for the red flag right now, see if I can maybe just get a little bit of... Whoa, you can actually... Whoa, that's actually full HP? I think that gives you full HP. That's pretty crazy. Okay, pretty happy with that though. So yeah, these guys are all champion fighters, so obviously they're going to be pretty good at what they do, but thankfully they don't have the best bows available, so they are not particularly the most accurate. but they could be, you know, they could be really, really powerful here. So it's just lucky that I'm able to achieve victory. We got 59. I was actually hoping for 60 right there, but let's see what happens. All right, we actually get, wow. That is actually a pretty significant amount of cash right there. You're getting 3,000, 6 renown. You get a little bit of relation with the town itself, and I also gained a decent weapon. Actually, not even a bad weapon, as you can see right here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so this is actually a legendary. Yeah, this is actually a legendary. I got a legendary twice now. So I got a water one, and I have a fire one, which is pretty insane in itself. So yeah, these are fantastic ways to get legendary weapons, and thank you very much for letting me know about that, actually, because obviously I was a little bit unaware of those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give this fellow, he's using this right now, which is obviously not a legendary, so I'm going to give him this, and we'll give him the water one, because I think he suits water quite a bit. And is this guy going to actually leave at some point? Maybe he's going to leave at some point. That might make sense to give it to someone else. Okay, so what about this guy? Yeah, he's using, oh yeah, he could definitely use a legendary weapon. There we go. And wow, he could actually use a new shield as well, so let's give him this. There we go. Seems pretty good to me. Okay, pretty nice. Okay, so we have a bunch of companions that can level up, but I'm not going to do that right now. But that's pretty awesome, actually. That's pretty awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back in here, and I'm just going to see about the armored faction fights. And we'll see. Okay, so they actually they give me a much better weapon this time around, but the enemies are no doubt going to be just as difficult, or maybe a little bit more difficult. Yeah, they are actually real archers. They are actually the archers from the faction itself. So I'm actually not going to be doing this particular fight right here. What I'll do is maybe I'll do the entirety of it off screen and then begin the next episode with the ending of it, so that it doesn't take that much longer, because I'd like to actually get back to my town and make sure that it's okay. Oh, and there we go. He's actually gained agility, weapon master, one-handed weapon increase, and the other guy's gotten the same bonuses. So yeah, they are going to become absolute beasts as time goes on, because hopefully we'll be able to gain some more legendary weapons as we go forward. Anyway, let's see. Ooh, we can actually recruit some soldiers right here. 2,000 to recruit. 144 Woo recruits. I was not actually wanting Woo recruits, but that's fine. I don't really mind too much about that. Let's go for a messenger post so that we can actually be told that there's some problem going on here. And now we have a whole bunch of these guys, which are actually fantastic. Oh yeah, these cavalry, I've apparently been told, are pretty awesome too. So that's definitely something to look out for. And now bear in mind, my company size has also increased, because we have the town awarded to us. So that's pretty awesome in itself as well. So I am going to see about speaking to the guild master, because I think I can train my royal guard. Yeah, there you go. So basically what I can do is I can get these cavalry, or I can get some Padal guards. To train an armored cavalry unit, you will need a mercenary cavalry, 300 as a training fee, and 5 reputation. Now you have 0 mercenary cavalry, your reputation is 871. How many would you like to train? Well, obviously I don't have any. So what about these Padal guards? What do I need? Mercenary cavalry. Right, so you need mercenary cavalry. Unfortunately, I don't have any, and I don't think watchmen? Don't watchmen don't they level up into mercenaries? Actually, yeah, they level up into mercenary crossbowmen, but I don't think that's actually going to level up into anything else. We could go for caravan guards. We'll see how that goes, actually, because I wouldn't mind seeing if we can maybe do something about that. I think that could be pretty awesome if we could get some of those mercenaries to actually join us. I think that would be pretty fun. So yeah, it seems like most of my fiefs are both fine. And we have now recruited a whole bunch to defend in the garrison there. So hopefully the AI will be less inclined, shall we say, to try and murder the people there. Oh, hello. These guys are somewhat audacious, aren't they? They're very audacious indeed. This guy has 3. Are you serious? He has 3 patrols? You know what? I'm actually going to go back to my town. Because he is being so audacious, I'm going to go back to my town and see if I can actually get additional patrols. Now that I am the owner of a town, it might very well be the case. So, unfortunately, I was unable to get another patrol for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what the requirement is of that. Maybe I just need some more contribution or something along those lines. But, yeah, I was kind of a bit disappointed by it. But, well, whatever the case, we are going to be absolutely fine against this fellow with a pitchfork. I mean, thankfully, we're not some kind of ancient demon or whatever the case may be, because let's face it, those villagers with their pitchforks and their torches and everything, they're gonna be super effective against that. But anyway, we are hopefully going to be able to beat this guy pretty easily, because this is one of the Wu vassals that was in the area, and I actually wanted to murder him so that I would have a pretty free time in going over to the nearby castle, because I was actually attempting, or wanting to attempt, to take one of their last towns, but unfortunately the town is a siege tower, and you know how I feel about siege towers. I respect them, but I really don't like them one bit, so it's kind of harsh to try and do that when there are, I think, over 800. Yeah, I think they had over 800 units in there, so gonna be pretty difficult for me to do anything about that. But on the other hand, it does kind of mean that maybe I should try the other town instead. Because as I say, they do have 2 towns available to be besieged. And yeah, obviously, yeah, one is a siege tower. Hopefully the other one is not going to be. Because if there's both of them being a siege tower, then, well, then it's going to be not fun. Not fun at all. But, well, whatever the case, I am now on my way to one of the last castles. Actually, I think the last castle that the Wu actually have. And in other news, our faction has actually taken a big town from the Han. So they are waging some pretty efficient war against those guys, which is pretty good. Because obviously our faction right now is at war against so many different people that it is just... I don't even know why that's happening, to be honest. I guess it's because we have expanded our territory so incredibly fast that it is making a big difference to how people perceive us, especially the other leaders of the factions. So that's problematic, and yeah, it's definitely something that we should be aware of as we go forward, because we really don't want to get caught out. You know, we don't want to get caught out by a bunch of the other vassals, you know, from the other factions, because they are going to then be able to prey upon our weakened fiefs and so on and so forth. So that's generally something we should be careful with. But otherwise, there's a victory. The guy only had about 50 or so units. Ah, look at this. Tournament of Liangshang. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. I'm very bad at those kinds of things. Anyway, this month is teamwork. Do you want to join in? Yes, I think we do. And I'm going to be playing as Liu Tang. Oh yeah. Alright, so here we go. 108 heroes fight every month. Let's do this. Okay, so I don't exactly know what teamwork means. I think it just means team deathmatch. I think it is just team deathmatch. I don't think it is the official thing where you have to, you know, defend the official or anything like that. Yeah, I think it is literally just team deathmatch. Why is that guy running so fast? What? How? Who is this? Whoa, flea on a drum. Okay, I can kind of assume that, yeah, he would probably be really fast. But yeah, this is going to be kind of harsh because I don't exactly know where we're supposed to go. That's the point. We're supposed to kill enemies, of course. But we might not have an easy time of this. But we'll see. But yeah, I guess we should just go over to where the enemies are respawning and just try and kill them as much as possible. We are technically Team 1, I would assume, so we're probably going to be okay for the most part if I actually try and go off and see if I can maybe just get a couple of kills sneakily off at the side here. Yeah, take him off his mount. This is what you get, yes. You're trying to use your polearm against me. That's not going to work, thank you very much. I am Liu Tang, the fellow with the wonderful hair. And, whoa, these guys don't have any armor whatsoever. They are going to die in, like, no seconds whatsoever. Yes, no seconds. Exactly. It's a new thing. No seconds. Usain Bolt running, you know, it's in no seconds. Absolutely. Anyway, come on, person, get back here, please. I would like to murder you. Rather quickly. There we go. Yes. Okay, if these guys keep coming over to me, I think we're going to have a pretty easy time of things, as you can see right there. Instant kill. Literally instant kill, because those guys obviously are not using the greatest armor available, and it's relatively easy to murder them. And I'm just hopeful that they'll keep coming back to me. As you can see, Lin Chong, one of our opponents, actually does have the same amount of kills that I do, so we must make a concerted effort to try and murder them a little bit more. Yes, there we go. Anyone else? I've got to make sure that I keep an eye on the battle map as well, because you can actually see who's approaching you from your blind spots to try and make it so that you don't actually get murdered by surprise. Yeah, there we go. Oh, did you see that? Oh, that was crazy. A jump and slash if ever I saw one, and a very effective one. And we're going to see if I can maybe just move around the side here. Maybe. Hey, stay there. Yes, I destroyed your shield in one hit. Nice. Okay, can I maybe... Oh, hello. Ah, he's throwing some things at me. I'm not a big fan of that. Thank you very much. Oh dear. I think I might be dying here. How did I... What? How did I heal? How did I heal right there? I have no idea. Is there an ability someone's using? Someone's using an ability to heal me or something? Because I thought I was dead there for a second. Whoa, 110 damage! What? Okay, wow. That guy is insane. Okay. Well, we have 190 points. Technically, we should be fine. I'm very low HP. I should be dying relatively soon, but I am going to try my best to stay alive. And yeah, there we go. Ooh, that was such a nice thrusting attack. Okay, let's see if I can kill a couple of other people here. Maybe. Oh yeah, that was Lin Chong himself. Oh, yeah, that was pretty crazy. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I think we're good actually. I think Team 1 is pretty good. 233 points. We should be pretty easily able to beat the rest. And there we go. Yeah, these guys do not know what to do when they are faced with a weapon like this. There you go. We got 250 points. We win. We can now press the tab key to leave. And I'm going to just make sure that that is indeed the case, because I don't want to miss out on the rewards. And there you go. 7,500 cash, 59 renown. And our total score is 446 points. Pretty nice. I died 0 times. I was very close to it. And yeah, obviously his strength and agility are just insane, which it reduces our points a little bit. But I don't really care about that, because we gained a pretty significant amount of renown from that, which I very much appreciate. And now we can head on to the... Oh, hello. Yeah, let's be a bit careful of that guy. He's probably going to want to attack us. Yeah, there's so many people in the area right here. So that's difficult. Very difficult to deal with. 155. They only have 155 in there. That should be super easy. So I'm just going to act like I'm running by, and we will be besieging this castle in the next episode, and we'll see how our faction is doing as well. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.